Okay, let's dive into this. Imagine a doctor having an out-of-body experience in Prague. At the exact same moment, a scientist in America wakes up from a terrifying nightmare. A nightmare that then literally steps out of her dream and into the real world. In Dan Brown's latest thriller, these aren't just random spooky events. Oh no. They're connected by a single, radical, and, as you'll see, incredibly dangerous scientific theory. So our story kicks off with a physician, Dr. Brigitte Gessner. And you gotta picture this. She suddenly finds herself floating, completely weightless, above the snowy streets of Prague. She's totally detached from her own body, she can't feel the cold, and she can only come to one absolutely terrifying conclusion. And get this, at that very same moment, thousands of miles away, the brilliant scientist Catherine Solomon jolts awake from this horrifyingly vivid nightmare. But the real terror? It begins when her partner, Robert Langdon, sees the exact same ghostly figure from her dream, standing right there on the Charles Bridge. So what is going on here? What's the connection? I mean, it's gotta be something paranormal, right? Something supernatural? Well, the answer is no. It's actually found in a revolutionary and, as we're about to find out, an incredibly dangerous field of science. All right, to really crack this puzzle open, we've got to understand the central scientific idea that drives this entire plot. And that means we're diving into the fascinating world of noetic science. So, noetic science is basically the study of consciousness itself. But the novel poses this one radical question that just flips everything we think we know about the mind on its head. I mean, we all just assume our brain creates our consciousness, right? But what if? What if it doesn't? And this, right here, is the core idea, the game changer. Instead of our brain acting like a generator, creating consciousness out of nothing, the novel's noetic model suggests it's more like a radio. It's not creating the broadcast, it's just receiving it, tuning into a universal consciousness that's already out there, all around us. Okay, but wait a second. If the brain is just a receiver, wouldn't it be totally overwhelmed by this infinite signal? I mean, it would be pure chaos. So it must need some kind of filter, right? A dial, to tune out all the noise and let us focus on just one manageable reality. And in the book, that filter is a real chemical called GABA. It's what's known as an inhibitory neurotransmitter, and its whole job is to basically quiet down the noise and limit our perception. But, and this is key, under certain extreme conditions, like near-death experiences or when using psychedelics, GABA levels just plummet. The brain's filters swing wide open and a whole new reality rushes in. So what happens when a theory like this is actually put into practice? Well, any tool that can open the mind can also be used as a weapon. And this is where the story truly becomes a thriller. The plot just takes this incredibly sharp turn when we find out the CIA has hacked a major publisher just to steal Catherine Solomon's unpublished manuscript. I mean, why on earth would a book about consciousness be a matter of national security? Well, it's because her research, going all the way back to her old postgraduate thesis, holds the key to a top-secret government program, a program designed to create the ultimate spy by, you guessed it, weaponizing out-of-body experiences. They even have a name for it, Project Threshold. It's a secret CIA program that doesn't just study near-death experiences, it actually engineers them. And the goal? To create these so-called psychonauts, spies who can literally project their consciousness anywhere in the world for completely untraceable surveillance. And this line just perfectly captures the horrifying reality of what's going on. Project Threshold isn't just a theory. It's a real, functioning death lab where people are brought to the brink of death over and over again, all in the name of turning their minds into the ultimate spy tool. But this isn't just some high-concept spy story. This conspiracy has a deeply human and ultimately a really tragic cost. Because these experiments, they're not theoretical. They're being performed on real people. Throughout the book, this mysterious and kind of monstrous figure known as the Golem keeps showing up. He acts like a protector, a violent force of revenge against anyone involved with Project Threshold. But there is way more to this monster than meets the eye. The twist here is absolutely shocking. It turns out this monster isn't a separate person at all. He's actually a manifestation of dissociative identity disorder, a psychological condition that's born from the most profound and extreme trauma. You see, the Golem is a protective personality created by a young woman named Sasha Vesna, who was one of the very first test subjects. Her mind literally fractured under the strain, creating this powerful alter ego just to shield herself from the unimaginable horror of the experiments being done to her. So, after all that personal tragedy, the story's resolution just zooms the camera way out, leaving us with this chilling and really provocative vision of the future. In a world where consciousness can literally be weaponized, the next great frontier for war and espionage isn't land or sea or even cyberspace. It's the human mind itself. Project Threshold proves that the battlefield of tomorrow could be fought inside our own heads. And so we're left with this final and frankly terrifying question. If a government can turn a person's very soul into a spy, what does security even mean anymore when the last truly private place in existence, your own mind, is no longer safe?